হ্যালো সবাইকে ওয়েলকাম টু দিস নিউজ রিডিং সেশন অফ টুডে। তো আজকে আমরা করতে চলেছি টাইমস অফ ইন্ডিয়া অর্থাৎ সানডে টাইমসের জুলাই 5th। আজকে হচ্ছে 5th জুলাই অফ 2026 আর টুডে ইজ সানডে। তো হ্যাপি সানডে অল, গুড গুড মর্নিং অল। আই হোপ যে তোমাদের সকলের দিন আজকে খুব খুব ভালো যেতে চলেছে। সো লেটস রিড আউট অ্যান্ড যেমনটা জিনিসটি whoever has skip the newspaper reading today, or whoever is not able to read the newspaper today, you can keep a quick recap of the whole newspaper within, I think, an hour, right? So it will be helpful for me, so that as I have told you in the session, book reading session of public speaking, that daily reading is needed and daily reading out loud is needed to clear your actions, to clear your dialects, right? So I am helping myself as well as you guys. So let's start. What is on the today's plate, right, platter? So as the first ever news of today is government notice to Telegram on pirated content. So look, Telegram is quite important and quite famous platform of today. Exactly the platform where NEET question paper was leaked, right? So government notice to Telegram on pirated content. The center has issued a notice to Telegram over widespread circulation of pirated films, OTT shows, and other audio-visual content on the platform, asking the messaging app to move beyond channel-wise takedowns and submit an action taken report within 15 days. Telegram did not respond to the development. Officials said the I&B ministry the I&B ministry has directed Telegram to strengthen system to detect, report, disable access to, and remove infringing content and act repeat offenders. So let's continue on the 15th chapter. Look, 15th chapter, 15 page, sorry, not chapter. So here, on 15th chapter, this news has been continued. Okay. Government sent notice to Telegram over pirated film shows. New Delhi. The center has issued a notice to Telegram over widespread circulation of pirated films, OTT shows, and other audiovisual content on the platform, asking the messaging app to move beyond channel-wise takedowns and submit the action taken report within 15 days. Telegram did not respond to the development Saturday. Officials said the Information and Broadcasting Ministry has directed Telegram to strengthen systems to detect, report, and disable access to and remove infringing content and act against repeat offenders, including channels, groups, bots, accounts, administrators, and associated entities. Good morning. Hello, Anna. Entities. The ministry has also sought details of its grievance redress mechanism for producers, broadcasters, OTT platforms, and law enforcement agencies. Last month, Telegram was temporarily blocked over allegations that channels were being used to defraud candidates ahead of the NEET UG re-examination. Look, it is being used for the in the case of NEET UG re-examination too. Oh my goodness, very good. I think this is the way how a country, how a social media platform should grow, right? Look how are we actually misusing these platforms. The Home Ministry's Cybercrime Coordination Wing, in a report cited during court proceedings, also flagged concerns over Telegram's use for circulation of child sexual abuse materials, fake job ads. Last day, we have told that we have read about this child sexual abuse material on Telegram, and today some other things, and this is not the case that we don't know about this. Actually, this kind of infringed or this kind of illegal activities are done through this kind of social media platforms like Telegram and WhatsApp. Telegram's used for circulation of child sexual abuse material, fake job ads, cyber fraud, and pirated content. This week, government issued notices to Telegrams and Signal seeking safeguards against username-based features that allow users to interact without revealing phone numbers. Government officials said the latest action is part of the same regulatory concern. Platforms cannot rely only on reactive compliance after unlawful activity is identified. So coming back to the very first page of this newspaper. Now the next note news. Married thrice refuse vaccine not eligible for government toll. CM Shubhendu Adhikari has said. Kolkata. People who have married more than twice or have refused to vaccinate their children or have dropped out the government schools to enroll in certain religious educational institutions or are non-citizens will not be eligible for any of the state's social welfare schemes, Chief Minister Shubhendu Adhikari has said. The CM, who held a review meeting with senior officials and ministers in North Bengal on Friday, said the benefits are meant only for genuinely eligible and needy people. No non-Indian will receive the benefits. Those who have married 3 times will not be eligible. Those who refuse government or emergency vaccinations will also be excluded. Likewise, those who have left government schools to study in certain religious educational institutions will not receive the allowance. This is not the first time Adhikari has referred to these conditions. In several public meetings after taking oath as CM on May 9th, he questioned the rationale of people continuing to receive state financial assistance while refusing to abide by government health and education mandates. Only on July 1st, during an implementation review of his government's flagship Annapurna Yojana, the CM had reiterated that any family or guardian refusing or neglecting to give their children mandatory government vaccines will be deemed ineligible. Page 8 of the 11-page Annapurna Yojana form requires applicants to declare the immunization status of up to 4 children and seeks details of school type, government aided, private or madrasa. Additionally, the form requires the head of the family to list existing schemes from which he or she receives money. Vaccine hesitancy in Bengal is lower than the national average, though with the overall rate ranging between 92.3% and 99.4%. The state's public health infrastructure overwhelming dominates the delivery system, administering vaccines of 96.3% to 99.1% of children. The Universal Immunization Program (UIP) under Center's National Health Mission (NHM) provides vaccines free of cost to prevent 12 life-threatening diseases. That is the thing. And another news that government will collect 3-time cost for public property damage. So if you are damaging public property, you will have to give the 3 times of the damage cost. So be aware of that. Another, okay, it's a bad news for TMC, Trinamool Congress Party. After desertion, Didi formally takes over as TMC state chief. Whether ex-minister Chandrima quits party posts means rebels. Mamta to Shubhendu, my greetings to CM. So she has greeted our new CM. The ex-CM has greeted the new CM. So BJP engineering defection told by XCM. So we will be reading this later. Monsoon session. So let's look into this matter. What is actually being done in monsoon session? Monsoon session from July 20. Government hopes to push key bills. Dealt a blow in Parliament's last session by a united opposition, which defeated its ambitious bill to raise Lok Sabha's strength and implement women's quota from 2029. Government is looking to turn the tables on its rivals in the monsoon session, which will be held from July 20 to August 13. Speaker Om Birla is expected to announce his decision on the defection of 20 TMC MPs and 6 Sena UBT MPs before the start of this session. With the rebels' move to align with BJP-led NDA indicating a determined bid by the governing alliance to touch the two-third mark in Lok Sabha to make a renewed push for passage of its constitution amendment bill. Yes, it should be. So now moving towards the 15th page of this, because it is continued on that page. কোথায় গেল 15 নম্বর পেজ রে ভাই? কি বলছে মনসুনে? Continued from first page. এতগুলো কন্টিনিউয়েশন রয়েছে যে বুঝে ওঠাটা স্বাভাবিক। হ্যাঁ, this should be discussion but no disruption, says Om Birla. Continued from page 1. With frequent change of allegiance. Okay. With frequent change of allegiance by lawmakers, marking critics question the anti-defection law. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla told reporters in Kolkata that it is for political parties to decide on whether changes are needed in the act, and noted that the issue was discussed in a speakers conference as well. With opposition parties, which have accused BJP of being behind the rebellion, expected to raise the heat in parliament. Lok Sabha Speaker Birla said his only appeal to lawmakers would be that there should be discussion but no disruption. Political circles are also abuzz with a possibility of DMK reconsidering its opposition to the bill to amend Women's Reservation Act, as government may tweak the proposed law provision to mark its commitment to raise the strength of Lok Sabha members in every state by 50% and address the concern of southern states over their losing political weight in parliament because they succeeded in curbing population growth. Okay. So in the previous session, the bill was supported by 290 MPs against the required 352 in the House, attended by 520 members. If Om Birla recognizes the defection by the 26 MPs and the 22 MPs of DMK, which has quit India bloc, the NDA can have a shot of attaining a two-thirds majority. That's a news. Answer. Okay. First page. Okay. Another news. New bacteria species named after Shyama Prasad. So that is actually a fact or a news. Scientists at Raiganj University have discovered a new bacteria, which is also a good thing because we have found out a new species. So scientists at Raiganj University have discovered a new bacterial species and named it Micronospora Shyama Prasadi species now in honor of Shyama Prasad Mukherjee on his 125th birth anniversary. Okay. So the bacterium isolated from the mulberry rhizosphere, the active soil zone around mulberry roots, has been officially registered with the SIG code, global code of nomenclature of prokaryotes described from sequence data. The discovery was made by multidisciplinary team led by Amit Kumar Mandal, Associate Professor in the Department of Sericulture and Head of the University's Chemical Biology Laboratory. University's Chemical Biology Laboratory. Oh, the team included Pankaj Mandal, Ritik Mandal, Shubhajit Shaw, Dipanjan Das, Rohini Thapa, and Shagnik Guho, with contribution from Devnirmalyo Gangopadhyay, Abdul Shadat Tanbay Chaudhary, and Pradeep Kumar Das Mohapatro. So each name should be sought here. That's why each name has importance in this specific discovery. According to the university, the decision to dedicate the discovery to Mukherjee was guided by Vice Chancellor Arnav Sen as the tribute on his 125th birth anniversary. Researchers said the Mulberry rhizosphere was chosen not only for its scientific value but also for its symbolic association with Bengal, where Mukherjee spent much of his public life. The genus Micromonospora is known for producing bioactive compounds, including antibiotics and industrially important enzymes. Researchers believe that the newly identified species could open new avenues for chemical biology and biotechnology research at the university. With its registration in the Global Secot Registry, Micromonospora shamaprasadi species now has become part of the international scientific record. So, congratulations to all. Congratulations to the scientists too, specifically, marking a significant milestone for Raiganj University's microbiology research. So, that's a breakthrough. Now, PM semiconductor cluster taking shape. Prime Minister, just a second. I am being called by someone. Okay. Oh, so I can see. Okay, Anna. Good morning, Mahilan. I think it's now good afternoon, Mahilan. Okay. PM semiconductor cluster taking shape. Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Saturday said India was building the entire electronics value chain, from products and components to semiconductors as the roadmap to a Vikshit Bharat. India's youth will power the AI, robotics, and next generation technology revolutions with made in India chips. Modi said the Sanand facility will produce 20 crore chips annually and has set a target of scaling up production to 500 crore chips a year. Commercial production of chip packaging is commencing at the country's third semiconductor plant. He said while inaugurating CG Semiconductors outsourced semiconductor assembly and test OSAT facility in Sanand. I don't know where is Sanand. Do you know where is Sanand? Please tell me. Okay, bye bye. Have a nice day. Um, he said Semicon India program was gathering momentum step by step, brick by brick, and chip by chip. CG Semi first commercial shipment from the Sanand OSAT facility has been dispatched to global customers of its Japanese technology partner Renesas. CG Power Chairman Velayan Subbiya said, CG Power Chairman Velayan Subbiya said more than 75 specialists from the Philippines, South Korea, The US and Malaysia worked alongside Indian engineers to establish the facility and meet Renaissance global qualification standards. Subbaya said, Subbaya said India should and strengthen advanced manufacturing capabilities to create jobs amid the rapid adoptions of artificial intelligence. Calling the project a partnership between companies from India, Japan, and Thailand, Prime Minister Modi said it represented technology, trust, and partnership and would accelerate India's semiconductor ambitions. Modi said that no global industrial powerhouse was built on a single factory alone. Industrial powerhouses are built around clusters. Places like America's Silicon Valley, Taiwan's Hsinchu Science Park, and Japan's Silicon Island demonstrate the importance of such clusters. The Prime Minister said, adding that Sanand is now moving that very direction. Okay, so that's a good thing. Now, coming back to the very first page of this paper. Hmm. PM India bucking trend by adding refining capacity. No new US unit in 50 years. Europe's output declining. While it is written by Atul Mathur and Srikanta Tripathi, reported by. While people were busy spreading rumors of a crisis, government was quietly ramping up domestic LPG production, diversifying crude supplies, and leveraging diplomacy to shield consumers from shortage and steep price shocks during the worst energy crisis in decades caused by West Asia war, PM Modi said on Saturday. Speaking at the inauguration of HPCL Rajasthan Refinery Limited's Greenfield Refinery Petrochemical Complex at Pachpadra in Rajasthan's Balotra district, Modi said the refinery was part of a sustained expansion of the country's refining capacity. Not a single new refinery has been built in the US in the last 50 years, while Europe's refining capacity has steadily declined. India has become the fourth largest refining nation in the world and will continue to expand this capacity. India overcame what he described as the biggest energy crisis of 21st century through timely policy intervention and strategic decisions that enabled the country to weather the disruptions. And this news is being continued on the 15th page. Let's see what is being written there. Just a second. So, Modi, timely government policies helped weather oil crisis. Prime Minister Modi said, timely policy interventions and strategic decisions enabled the country to weather the disruptions. I'm so sorry. Let's reread it again. Prime Minister Modi said timely policies, interventions, and strategic decisions enabled the country to weather the disruptions in the oil crisis while many nations grappled with fuel shortages, and soaring prices. While some forces were busy spreading rumors and fear publicly, behind the scenes, immense work was being done by day and night, Modi said. In what appeared to be a dig at opposition who had predicted an economic tsunami. Those who wished to see India fail, who even made predictions of failure, must today be drowning in despair, the PM added. Recounting the crisis, the PM said, That immediate challenge was keeping enough stocks of cooking gas, as India imports around 60% of its LPG requirements, with nearly 90% of those supplies coming from Gulf countries through the Strait of Hormuz before the conflict. You can imagine the chaos that could have erupted, Modi said, adding that as soon as the crisis began, refineries were asked to maximize LPG production. As a result, LPG production rose from 35,000 tons to 54,000 tons within 7 days. Government also expanded piped natural gas connections to reduce pressures on LPG supplies. He said, Modi said, despite the disruption, domestic consumers were protected from the full impact of the price surge. The conflict also pushed crude oils from around $70 a barrel to $120 a barrel and disrupted supply lines. There was no fuel rationing ever even for a day. The PM stressed. He also said that oil companies in India absorbed losses of more than 75,000 crores rupees between April and June. Modi credited India's diplomatic outreach for diversify diversify energy imports during the crisis. I really need to check my eyes now. পড়তে পড়তে অসুবিধা হচ্ছে চোখে। চশমা ছিল, আবার দেখলাম ঠিক আছে, পাওয়ারটা মনে হচ্ছে বেড়েছে। ওকে, no problem. কোথায় গেল? So monetize হয়ে গেছে, এটা হয়ে গেছে, মনসুন সেশন হয়ে গেছে। ওকে, so Adani case should never have been brought, US Doge. Your US Department of Justice said. US Department of Justice had defended its decision on abandon the criminal case against businessman Gautam Adani and 7 others, telling a federal judge the prosecution was legally flawed, diplomatic, counterproductive, and consistent with Trump administration's enforcement priorities. Let's look into the matter on the page 15. Yeah, it is written here. Adani case should have never been brought, US Department of Justice has said. The US Department of Justice has forcefully defended its decision to abandon the criminal case against Gautam Adani and 7 others, telling a federal judge the prosecution was legally flawed, diplomatically counterproductive, and inconsistent with the Donald Trump administration enforcement priorities. In a sharply worded filing, DOJ, Department of Justice, said the case should have been dropped a year ago or never brought in this first place, arguing the court had only a limited role in reviewing its decision to dismiss charges with prejudice. The filing came after US District Judge Nicholas Graffies asked the department to explain why it was seeking to permanently dismiss the indictment, calling its earlier motion terse, bland, and conclusory. DOJ had in 2024, under the Joe Biden administration, indicted Adani and others for allegedly being involved in a scheme to bribe Indian government officials to the tune of $250 million and to lie to investors to receive billions more in investments from the other entities, during which Adani Green Energy Limited raised at least $175 million from the US investors. Department of Justice has said, requiring prosecutors to publicly justify decisions to drop cases would discourage future dismissals and infringe on the executive branch's constitutional authority over charging decisions. So, judicial inquisitions into the base for dismissal will expose privileged internal debates. Principal Associate Deputy Attorney General R. Trent McCarthy wrote, adding that such demands hurt defendant McCarthy said he decided to dismiss the charges after months of meeting with the defense lawyers, reviewing hundreds of pages of submission and conducting his own analysis. The department of cited six not overreaching. The department cited six reasons, overarching reasons. The department cited six overarching reasons for dropping all charges, including that the alleged conduct was overwhelmingly centered in India. Indian authorities had investigated the allegations and found no actionable misconduct. Investors suffered no financial losses. Key evidence and witnesses were located abroad. The defendants were unlikely to ever appear before a US court, and the prosecutions faced significant evidentiary hurdles. So, this was about the news reading about Adani case. So, it is just like the reading out the manuscript. There were four methods of public speaking, and this one is the reading out from the manuscript while we are reading newspapers, right? Okay, so next is that ghost hospital. Not a brick laid yet, but facility functional for 6 years. Oh my god. Not a brick laid yet, but officially the facility is functional for 6 years. Look, let's look into this matter. Sagar Chokse. This report is by Sagar Chokse, Indore. As far as phantom stories go, this one from Indore has no equal. Over the last 6 years, a 100-bed civil hospital Indore's Khajrana has existed as a fully functional healthcare facilities on paper. On the ground, however, neither has a plot been identified nor a brick laid. The revelation has brought to the fore a shocking lack of oversight in Madhya Pradesh's public health administration, leaving officials, the local health department, scratching their heads for answers. 6 years ago, the state government formally announced the setting up of a civil hospital in Khajrana, equipped with modern-day healthcare equipment and infrastructure. While the search for an appropriate site for the proposed hospital dragged on, the bureaucratic wheels kept churning as the health department sanctioned 87 posts for doctors, nurses, and paramedical staff for a facility that did not exist on the ground. So, look, while the search for an appropriate site for the proposed hospital dragged on, the bureaucratic wheels kept churning as the health department sanctioned 87 posts for doctors, nurses, and paramedical staff for a facility that did not exist on the ground. In the subsequent years, since the hospital was announced, routine transfers and posting were carried out to fill these roles. Deputy CM Rajendra Shukla told the Times of India that initially the urban PHC primary health center operated here, which got an upgrade to 50-bed civil hospital, and later was planned as a 100-bed facility. However, construction couldn't begin due to unavailability of suitable government land. Until the proposed hospital is constructed, the sanctioned staff have been deployed to the other government medical institutions while the search for land continues. Look, it's a matter of shame because governmental land, there are many land of governments, Like in our locality, many of our land too is have been acquired by the government, and they are actually not using those land um, efficiently. They are just using those lands to stall stall many local shops, like temporary shops. I don't know whether they are the government is being paid by them as a rent or not, but this is not how government should acquire our land and then use it like this way. This is not the way, right? Now, looking to the next news, let's go to the first page. That's a second. Yeah, there is also bad news too. Smallest coffins are heaviest. The casket of late Iranian Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei's 14-month-old granddaughter, Zahra Mohammadi Golpayegani, on display alongside the casket of Khamenei and other members of his family during a viewing ceremony at the Imam Khomeini Mosalla Grand Mosque in Tehran. Hundreds of thousands of mourners wept and beat their chests with many chanting, "Our words is one, revenge, revenge." And death of America. Volunteers sprayed cooling water on crowd with summer heat. In this summer heat, authorities believe the ceremonies will mobilize more than 10 million people in the capital alone. But there was no sign of Khamenei's son and successor Mustafa, who has not been seen in public since being named supreme leader. That's the thing. And the picture, it is a small coffin with the picture of that 14-month baby. Now, moving next, Gujarat teacher gets job back 17 years after his death. System. Oh my goodness. Gujarat High Court has quashed a state government order cancelling the appointment of a teacher 33 years after he was given the job, and nearly 17 years after his death, and stopping the pension being paid to stopping the pension being paid to his wife. Harshad Bhaswar was appointed a teacher in 1988. He died in 2004. His appointment was cancelled by the government in 2021. Okay. মারা যাওয়ার 17 বছর পর সে জব ব্যাক পাচ্ছে। It's not 2021 কি করে হবে? Most probably 2021 এ। Okay, he lost his job on 2000. He died in 2024. Okay, so that's how it's resonate. Okay, 3 died trying rescue bull from 35 feet well. 3 জন মারা গেছেন 35 ফুট লম্বা একটা ওয়েল থেকে একটা বুল বা ষাঁড়কে বাঁচাতে গিয়ে। So 3 people died in a village of MP's Maihar district on Friday night while trying to rescue a bull that had fallen inside a 35 feet deep well, and other villagers fell unconscious as the rescue mission went awry but survived. Oh my god. Now, it's kind of an irony, or it's kind of a joke now. What is I am talking about? After 3 years, the till the Manipur started burning. After 3 years, a Manipur CM visits Churachandpur. Manipur Chief Minister Yumman Khemchand Singh became the first CM to visit Kuki majority Churachandpur since violence erupted 3 years ago. Flying in by helicopter to attend slain BJP MLA Wungzagin Valte's condolence service and burial on Saturday despite a boycott call by Cookie Zoo organizations. The visit marked a rare political breakthrough in a state where Meitei and Cookie-Zoo communities have remained largely cut off from each other since clashes broke out on May 3, 2023, leaving more than 260 people dead and displacing over 60,000. Valte, a three-time BJP MLA of Thanlon, suffered grievous wounds after a mob attacked him in Imphal on May 4th. After prolonged treatment, he died at Gurgaon Hospital on February 21st this year. This news is being continued on the 10th page of this newspaper. Let's read there. It's too fast. How are you reading here? Oh, no mateys. Cookie bodies oppose visit by Khemchand. Khemchand said the assault on Valte, whom he called one of his best friends, continues to haunt him. We were all together discussing how to control the violence. After the meeting, I went to have my meal, he said. My deepest regret is that on that particular afternoon, if I were with him, that incident would not have taken place. He also recalled stopping then Minister and now Deputy Chief Minister Nemchand Kipgen from returning to Kangpokpi on May 3rd over fears of mob violence and later ensuring her safe passage under security cover. Khemchand, first Indian awarded a fifth Dan black belt in traditional South Korean Taekwondo and BJP MLA for Singjamei in Imphal, West District, took charge as CM after nearly a year of President's rule in the state in February. Khemchand said, Valte's family is likely my family and promised continued support. Cookie organizations opposed Khemchand's visit, saying no meeting, including the CM, would be allowed in Chudra-Chandrapur until the conflict is resolved. Since Friday night, volunteers gathered along Imphal-Chudra-Chandrapur road to enforce a shutdown. Security was beefed up. Oh. So now, after this news, we will get back here. India unified in heart and soul. High Court quashes a case against Tamil publisher. If any person spoke of dividing Tamil Nadu into a separate nation, they would be referred to as having a mental health issue instead of being met with hatred by the public. Madras High Court said while quashing a case against publishers of a book. In today's scenario, India as a nation is unified by heart and soul, the court said. Tamil Desai Thalaivar Rasanin, sorry for my mispronunciation, Vazmum Aramam. Tamil Desia Thalaivar Tamilarasanin Vazmum Aramum, released in 2014, recorded that in 1967, militant separatist Tamilarasan proclaimed in Coimbatore that Tamil Nadu should be a nation. This prompted police to register a criminal case of sedition against the publishers Kira alias Murthy and Tamil Bala, reports Suresh Kumar K. Justice D. Bharata Chakravarti said the government, the government of the offense of sedition is by the way of written visible representation, bring into hatred, contempt, or exciting or attempting the excite disaffection towards government established by law. It is in this context that the Supreme Court held that the Act must be considered in the light of the times in which we are living. During the days of Tamilarasan in 1967, when he formed the Tamil Liberation Front, such a speech or publication would have incited hatred or contempt against government of India. Okay. Now moving towards the news where a revolutionary person who is no more now for us, for the citizens of West Bengal. He is it was much year of Varun Vishwas, and we think Varun Vishwas is not a person, or was not only a person but a thought which actually strengthen us to fight against or to raise our voice against any kind of discrepancy or any kind of um, unlawful act, right? Varun's family asked CM for 12 murder reprobe. He was murdered on 2000 in 2012. Suman Chakrabarti reported this, Kolkata. Family members of Borun Vishwas, the school teacher who was murdered in 2012 for raising his voice against rapes in Sutia, North 24 Parganas, met Shubhendu Adhikari at his Janata Darbar on Saturday seeking justice for the killing and a plea to reopen the 14-year-old case. Adhikari reportedly assured them that a fresh investigation will be done. The meeting at BJP state office in Sector 5 came a day ahead Barun's 14th death anniversary. On July 5th, 2012, Borun, a teacher at Mitra Institution, was shot dead by assailants near Gobodanga railway station for protesting against the recurrent anti-social activities. In the preceding past 2 years, Chutia had witnessed 33 rapes, around a dozen murders, and numerous extortions. The CM was aware about the case. It's been 14 years and a lot of information had been lost. We went a fresh investigation. The CM said that a fresh investigation team will be formed and that we will need to cooperate, said Barun's brother as Asit, who along with his sister Pramila Ray Vishwas, came to meet the CM. The family members claimed that there has been no proper investigation all these years. A farce has taken place in the name of an investigation. We want a re-investigation. If possible, let a special investigation team be formed with a retired judge of the High Court, Asit said. Asit and Pramila complained that though 9 persons were arrested, the real mastermind was not even touched. They alleged the involvement of the former Trinamool minister Jyotipriya Malik in the murder, accusing him of being the mastermind. Our demand is simple. We want a proper investigation into our brother's murder and punishment for all who are involved in this case, in his death. Asit said. Times of India tried to contact Jyotipriya Malik, for a comment on the allegations, but the former minister could not be contacted. Jyotipriya's daughter under scanner for 1 crore canteen bill. Oh, who can have rupees 1 crore like canteen bill? There is some discrepancy. There are some discrepancies actually. Not there is some. Now let's move towards the new news or the next news, which can be read here. আছে তো অনেক নিউজ, বাট আই choose few only. Yeah, another news, and it is about nature. Okay, let's see what's written here. Before that, let's read this headline. Political shake-up clouds fate of Kolkata big budget Durga Pujas in Kolkata, uncertain for some, scaled down plan for the others. Less than 100 days left for the Mahalaya, and all pujas will be held only there. Only there will be less pomp among those that were closely associated with politicians. On one of the reasons why they were able to flourish so much was because associations allowed them to corner a lion's share of the corporate advertising pie. That will not happen anymore, which is good as more pujas will get a share of the corpus. Anirban Das, a theme artist. Okay, and hawkers claim puja breather rehab package assurance after CM meet. Okay, we get to know, and we will look into this matter. Let's look into this news. Bengal identifies hyena corridor with Jharkhand. 30 animals in Bardhaman mining belt. Six meta populations identified. Key locations: Churulia, Ramanagar, Bonzimari, Samdi, Jamgram, Mazthon, Sonpur, Bazari, and Kotadihi. Two major movement corridors mapped: Jharkhand West Bardhaman via Maithon Forest Belt, West Bardhaman Birbhum across across the Ajay River. Camera traps are almost 10. Awareness camps are more than 30 plus, and stakeholders engaged here more than 1,000. Uh, there is a specific picture of a hyena in the mining landscape in West Bardhaman. So this is reported by Krishnendu Mukherjee, Kolkata. After elephant, tiger and wolf corridor, researchers have now unearthed two movement corridors for stripped hyenas, striped hyenas in South Bengal. One interstate connecting the population of mining belt of West Bardhaman to the larger source of population Jharkhand through Maithan forest belt, and another interstate between West Bardhaman and Birbhum. Um, Interested, and now of course enjoy. Not in it. It should be interested. How interstate West Bardhaman and Birbhum? The study, implemented by Durgapur-based Wildlife Information and Nature Guide Society (WINGS) over a period of 1.5 years, has also documented 30 stripped hyenas across industrial and mining landscapes of West Bardhaman. Conducted since January 2025, the project, carried out under a Wildlife Trust of India Rapid Action Project in collaboration with the State Forest Department, recorded hyenas across 6 meta-populations spread over Churulia, Ramanagar, Bonzemari, Samdi, Jamgram, Maithon, Sonpur, Bazari, Kotadidi. It says the findings underline ecological importance of fragmented mining and scrub habitats that continue to support one of India's least studied large carnivores. A metapopulation is a group of small, spatially separated populations of the same species that are connected by the occasional movement of individuals. Among the most significant findings is an interstate corridor through Maithon Forest Belt. It enables striped hyenas to move between Jharkhand and West Bardhaman, helping maintain a genetic exchange between otherwise isolated populations. The study also identified an inter-district corridor across Ajay River linking West Bardhaman with Birbhum. It's right, inter-district. Said project lead Arkajyoti Mukherjee. of wings. Researchers said while the existence of these corridors has been established, further monitoring is needed to determine how frequently hyenas use them and how industrial development may influence their movements. The survey combined 1 kilometer transect walks, camera trapping, GPS mapping, direct observations, and the documentations of indirect evidence such as park marks, scat, and howling. 10 camera traps were deployed across the 4 square kilometers sampling blocks, said researchers Arindam Roy. Other team members included Nirnay Acharya and Manish Kumar Chattopadhyay and Divyendu Mondol. Researchers have also outlined a series of measures to improve human-wildlife coexistence in mining landscapes. These include wildlife crossing signboards, speed claiming measures at known crossing points, ecological restorations of mine dumps, protection of breeding and denning sites, and driver training. Okay, so this was about the interstate corridor of hyenas between Jharkhand and West Bengal. So what's written on the next chapter, like next news? Okay. Lawyer ham operator locate Bihar teen missing for over a year. So এক বছরের জন্য যে মিসিং ছিল, that deep boy is now uh, returned to his home. Hey flyers, be aware because one of the flyers is not getting back his bag. Flyer yet to get back bags 5 days after trip. Devashish Konar and Shubhani Yogi. Kolkata. Lake Gardens resident Utpal Roy, who was travelling on SpiceJet flight SG-161 from Srinagar to Jammu on June 30, has complained to Civil Aviation Ministry that his checked-in baggage did not arrive at Jammu and has demanded that the airline pay rupees 10 lakh to the Prime Minister's Relief Fund as compensation for the trouble. Oh, he is not asking for it. The airline stated that the weather conditions had forced it to keep the luggage behind as it had weight restrictions during the takeoff. Roy said the flight left Srinagar around 2:30 p.m. According to him, passengers were asked after landing to collect bags, but after waiting for about 45 minutes, the airline staff informed them that no luggage had arrived. In my luggage, there were official documents for my next appointments with the government of Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, and Bihar. Nearly about rupees 22,000 in cash, among other things, Roy wrote in his complaint. The flyer complained how could he move to his next destination at Dehradun, Lucknow, Kanpur and Patna without his belongings. Roy said he filed a baggage irregularity report at Jammu airport and was assured that the luggage would reach within 48 hours. He claimed he was forced to abandon scheduled meetings and buy another ticket of a different airline from Jammu to Delhi and onward to Kolkata. He has written to Civil Aviation Minister Kinjarapu Rammohan Naidu, Minister of State Murlidhar Mohol, and the officials seeking actions. My request is to kindly take appropriate step against SpiceJet authority with the compensation of 10 lakh, which is directly transferred to the Prime Minister Relief Fund for the benefit of the poor patients across this country. Roy wrote. He also requested immediate delivery of the luggage to his residence. A spokesperson said the baggage had been left behind because of the operational safety requirements. So, what are on the points? If your bag does not arrive in a flight, head to your airline baggage service desk and ask. There are few points to note down. If you are a flyer or daily flyer or a new flyer, whatever you are, if you are a flyer, you have to get a check on these notes. If your bag does not arrive in a flight, head to your airline baggage service desk and file a property irregularity report. It is needed. It is the primary step you have to take. Then airlines track missing luggage using a global system and will deliver it to your home or hotel once found. You can use the PIR reference number when you have reported the PIR property irregularity report. So you can use that PIR reference number to check the ongoing trace status online. Declare it lost if the airline cannot locate your baggage within 21 days and claim compensation. Okay. So only after 21 days they will give you a compensation. But I have to work on my English speaking skills. I really I'm devoid of vocabularies. Okay, just a second. You can lock house but not people's heart, says Mamata. So it is from the continuation of the very first page. What is being written here? Yes, as we have known that after desertion, Didi formally takes over as Didi, that means Mamta Banerjee, takes over as TMC state chief. One of her ex minister Chandrima quits this TMC party posts and meets the rebel of TMC, new TMC. The greeting of CM, the greeting to CM. So Mamta has greeted our new CM, and she has told that BJP engineering defections. So former CM Mamta Banerjee on Saturday formally took over the presidentship of the beleaguered party after beleaguered party. It's really important word because it's new. It's really new to me. Beleaguered. Just a second. Give me at least 10 seconds. So where was I? Okay, on the first slide. Beleaguered party after one-time confident Chandrima Bhattacharya, whom she appointed state president barely a month ago, quit all party posts. Banerjee, in a 28-minute address on Facebook, accused BJP of engineering desertion and defection through pressure and intimidation and dared the deserters to join BJP directly if they had the guts. She also referred to the ongoing dispute over party's metropolitan office as she sought to reassure supporters amid an escalating organizational crisis. My home at 30B Harish Chatterjee Street is our permanent party office, and no one can take that away from us. They can take over our office, our symbol, but not our supporters. Trinamool's political identity extended far beyond its office or election symbols, she said. Banerjee's video address came in the wake of a series of revolts. So it is really important news in the political scenario of West Bengal, especially. Banerjee's video address came in the wake of a series of revolts and exists from a party including 20 Lok Sabha exits from the party including 20 Lok Sabha MPs and 60 plus MLAs. The original NCP and Shiv Sena symbols have gone to rebels after similar takeovers in Maharashtra. and many loyalists on Saturday interpreted Banerjee's speech as an acknowledgement of what Trinamool was starting at, staring at. Our state president, Subrata Bakshi, is unwell and we temporarily gave charge to someone else. But now I will look after the work of state president, she said, adding that Kunal Ghosh and Madan Mitra would be the two new state general secretaries. And then she has added this one. Uh, where was it? You can lock a house but not people's heart, says Mamta. So, continuing this news on this sixth page. Hmm. Banerjee asserted that Trinamool would not be intimidated by the sustained campaign of political persecution. Could you not wait for even 2 months? There should be a limit to this betrayal, Banerjee said, addressing the rebels and adding, go and join the BJP if you have the courage, if you have the guts. We have no objection, but you cannot work for the BJP and call yourselves as Trinamool. She also accused the BJP of using state machinery to systematically target Trinamool workers, alleging that the thousands of supporters were being arrested and in fabricated criminal cases without any proof. Police officers were acting as political functionaries rather than law enforcement officials, she added. The BJP does not have its own organizations, and so they are making inspectors in charge. This spelling mistakes in charge, they have written S instead of C. In charge do the work of block presidents, and superintendents of police do the work of district presidents. Cops' duty is to maintain the law and order, to give people peace and reassurance, not to spread terrors, she said, alleging that several party seniors were being threatened with arrest unless they defected to the BJP. Banerjee also made a distinction between brick and mortar party office, brick and mortar party offices, and the party's support base. You can lock a house, but can never lock people's heart. Former State Finance Minister Bhattacharya's resignation had been under consideration for some time because of a development involving her family's, Banerjee suggested. She had been telling me that she would resign. She would resign. Her son had already shaken hands with traitors. But I will not shake hands with them. I do not want leaders, I want workers. May I never lose the love of the common people, she said, insisting that the Trinamool would emerge stronger from the crisis. Some people are wishing my death. They are asking how many more days I have. But I will be around, and the next generation will be around. Some people may bow to the BJP, but others will continue to hold the party flag, she said. Banerjee also accused the current administration of jeopardizing the midday meal program, alleging that children were being deprived of deprived of eggs, and thousands of workers associated with the scheme were facing uncertainty because of the politics revenge. Egg is protein. I have no problem if someone is vegetarian, but many village children go to school just for the meal, she said, arguing that the program had played a key role in reducing school dropout rates during the Trinamool tenure. Yes, I know newspaper words are just information, but this it really helps me to get updated with the new vocabularies, because we know that it is a kind of, and thank you for your suggestion, thank you for your support. Now, another, as we think that maybe E20 fuel can deteriorate the engine, right? We all think about this, but according to Maruti, nothing concerning E20 fuel use. Okay, so it is actually being the continuation of the first page. Okay, let's see what is being written here. Okay, no engine damage but drop in mileage. Car makers on E20, New Delhi, coming to the defense of government amid backlash over the impact of mandatory 20% behind the blending of ethanol in petrol. Vehicle manufacturers on Saturday said there was no evidence of damage to engines, although they admitted to 3 to 3.5% drop in fuel efficiency in pre-2023 vehicles, reports Deepak Dash. The fall in mileage was on account of E20 petrol having lower calorific value. TOI has learned that government on Friday reached out to the vehicle manufacturers and oil marketing companies to counter the narrative against E20 on social media, including some that are devoid of facts. Senior executive from Maruti Suzuki India, Toyota Kirloskar, Bajaj Auto, TVS Motor, Hyundai Motor India, and Hero Motocorp addressed media on Saturday to allay concerns. And on the ninth page, it is being written that nothing of concern in E12 fuel use. So they say that no engine, it cannot damage the engine but can drop the mileage. Okay. Responding to a question, Rahul Bharti from Maruti Suzuki India said that during 2025 to 26, they serviced 2.8 crore cars and 1.5 crores of these were more than 3 years old, meaning these were not certified E20 compliant vehicles. So we have not found anything of concern related to E20 fuel uses in those vehicles apart from the testing that we do in our labs. The field experience has also been fine. This is what gives us the confidence to tell our customers that there is no problem, he said. In response to another question on whether the industry would urge government to keep the current mandatory 20% ethanol blending unchanged for 10 to 15 years to build confidence among the new buyers, Toyota Kirloskar Motors Vikram Gulati said, IMC, Interministerial Committee, and auto industry along with the other stakeholders are talking to the government, and there is a clear request for the flex fuel vehicles FFVs, and this is also being taken forward as more FFVs hit market. This will hit the market. This will be a globally compatible pathway, which will bring enough flexibility and agility. This is being discussed and the government is looking in that direction. He said that the decision to launch fuel pumps dispensing E85 petrol with 85% of ethanol is a step in this direction while backing the move. There has been confusion among people since the Bureau of India Standards (BIS) notified fuel standard for E20, E25, E27 and E30, raising speculations whether mandatory blending will be increased further, which would even impact vehicles manufactured after 2023. But look, if it is actually affecting the specific fact that it is actually affecting the mileage, then surely it is actually not that much uh, cheaper, because for say, if 1 liter of petrol is giving 25 kilometer per hour mileage, uh, sorry, the normal petrol, 1 liter of petrol, and of course 1 liter of petrol, and the 1 liter of this E20 is giving us the 80 kilometer per hour mileage. 18, not 80, 18, okay. So surely, um, by the time where normal the previously used petrol or diesel fuel can cause can take 2 hours to reach 3 kilometer, or like sorry, 1 hour to reach 25 kilometers, 1 hour to reach 25 kilometers, the old petrol, it will reach 1 hour, it will reach 18 kilometer in 1 hour. So surely it will take more fuel to reach um, to go the other 7 kilometer, right? So surely we will have to spend more money to buy another liter of that, almost 1.5 liter of E20 is equal to that 1 liter of petrol. So how it is actually helping, though it is not affecting the engine, but it is actually deteriorating. And how can it be so like revolutionary when it is not actually helping us? And I can see I am using this actually word too much. I have to get rid of these repeating words. Okay, that was about some serious news. And now RKM, according to the news, last day news of RKM, the death of the student in RKM, Ramakrishna Mission, Narendrapur. Ramakrishna Mission hostel empty out as students leave for home. Student is in class 5 to 9 at Narendrapur Ramakrishna Mission Vidyalaya returned home on Saturday after the residential school announced it would shut down from July 5 for an indefinite period. Oh my god. The closure follows allegations of negligence uh, regarding the death of the class 12 student Diptangshu Mahato. Mission authorities will conduct an introspection into the incident during this period, and a parent teacher meeting will be held before classes resume. Parents of students in classes 5 to 10 at RKM arrived on Saturday to collect their children. Several looked upset upon learning about the incident. One parent of the class 5 student who came from Falta said, "My son took admission this year only." So it is quite obvious that initially we would get anxious, especially my wife. However, today I spoke to the Secretary Maharaj and requested him to look into the matter so that such a thing is not repeated, and he assured us. Paramita Datta, the parent of a class 10 student who travelled from Jalpaiguri, said, "This was a very upsetting incident and it has impacted all of us. Many students expressed that they wanted the school to reopen soon, and the mission authorities are likely to issue a detailed guideline for boarders." Now, another and a few more sad news, like engineer killed dad, stashed body in bag. Look, the person is engineer, educated enough, though he needed some sort of knowledge and some sort of education. Like how far a person can go to kill his dad. An engineering graduate allegedly murdered his father after being denied money for a vacation. Huh. Where are we going towards? The accused Rajoshree Roy Chaudhary alias Gopal has been arrested. He is 30 years old. Man, what are you doing? Like, According to investigators, Gopal had asked his father Ranjan Roy Chaudhary Gopal had asked his father Ranjan Roy Chaudhary, 59 years old, for money to go on a trip. When his father refused, Gopal allegedly attacked him repeatedly on the head with a gym exercise instrument, killing him on the spot. Police said Gopal kept the body inside the house for 3 days before stuffing it into a large blue travel bag. He then hired a vehicle, allegedly paying the driver extra money, and dumped the bag containing the body at a garbage disposal site in Moilapota. A report by Marathos Chakraborty. Another news, according to our Kolkata environment, it's for the Kolkata's environment. SIT probes civic racket behind illegal construction in EKW, East Calcutta Waterland, right? Wetland. Mutation certs were issued for unauthorized buildings. And যতদূর আমি দেখেছি সেখানে many unauthorized buildings are being constructed on the wetlands after uh, filling up with making the wetland into um, and allegedly they are converting that land into vastu, and then they are unauthorizingly making buildings. So KMC Buildings Department will tally sanctioned plans with ongoing ground state structures along the city's eastern edges as a special investigation teams, because East Kolkata wetlands are really the main ecological biodiversity center, right? And it has really greater biodiversity, and it is the lungs of our uh, Kolkata, at least East Kolkata. That is for today. Berries make face for warehouse. And now I will be winding up this news reading session with some of the sports news. Let's read out those. Just a second. There are few stories like firefighters battle Portugal forest blaze, and forest blaze. These are some kind of news which are actually affect our environment. More than 1,000 firefighters were trying to contain a growing forest fire in northern Portugal Saturday that has burned for several days as the country battles intense heat, with temperatures expected to reach 44 degrees centigrade in some places. The fire that broke out on Wednesday in the Vishu district, Vishu district, has devoured 10,000 hectares so far. Oh my God! Rescue service said some 1,100 firefighters were battling over the contain the blades, backed by 380 trucks and 8 planes and helicopters. They said 9 people have been injured so far, who are in serious condition. Another really disturbing news is India. One of Indian students, one India, an Indian student drowns in Germany for questions. An Indian student from Marakhara Kunjadbali in Mangaluru, who was pursuing a BBA in Germany, reportedly died in a suspected drowning incident in Leipzig Thursday. The deceased has been identified as Mohammed Anis Abubakar, 21. Four students, including 2 Indians, were taken into police custody for questioning. So now moving towards the sports news, and then we will wind up this news session because it is actually being almost of 1.5 hours, and it is being real now. I'll be reading out only the headlines. When England last visited Azekta, Klopp, I am more than recharged now. Okay, so Jurgen Klopp is saying that World Cup players facing Racist abuse. Shame on you, people. High altitude Azekta doesn't worry. Rashford. Brazil face Norway who do in last 16. Belgrade battle floors India in cricket. First, Greti Yala topples Swiatek to make history. Congratulations. And Spain rediscovers swagger before Portugal World Cup showdown. And then Cape Fearless. So far, 12 Lionel Messi has scored 12 goals in his last 8 World Cup matches. 2022, Australia versus Australia, Netherlands, Croatia, and France. 2026, Algeria, Austria, Jordan, Cabo Verde. So next is about new round, new ground. Of course, uh, Egypt in the zone, which perfect penalties. Goals remain a concern for CD Colombia. This was about the these were the headlines of the uh, sports news. And at the last but not the least, because I have to read it, so I will be reading only the headlines of these. If these are not from the sports, but from such a sector which we go with, where we go in the time of despair. It is about the spirituality, and it is being violated by this kind of donation chores. So donation chori flagged by many, but these warnings landed on deaf ears. Key temple stars meet on Monday, bringing in a CEO agenda. Probe into donation theft at Badrinath temple too. SIT looking at overhaul of this donation management. Well, so they are also misusing our faith in God. They will go to the hell surely, but they are actually living in heaven because they're having our money and living luxurious life, and we are starving here, we are suffering here. We don't know whether we will be get reading of this, like we whether we will get rid of this kind of situations of these people. But surely God has to do something. Hey God, where are you? Okay, that's it for today. uh, that's it for at least of now, and we will come back reading the book, the art of public speaking, maybe after 8 p.m. Till then, bye bye. Keep yourself safe and healthy, and make a safety circle around you so that you can make your near and dear people to feel safe, to feel healthy, to be around you. And by doing this, we all can create a larger circle of safety and a better society. Bye bye. May you have a better day today. Have a great day.